thank you for being with us, being with the young entrepreneurs of Europe, being with the future of Europe. Average age of our members, 33 to 35. And for us, 15 years is not even a short term. It's not tomorrow, it is today. We are living with it every day that we start. 22 years ago, when the European Roundtable is taking the vision for today, they had a very clear position. And now how we feel is we should have a very clear position from now for the coming 2 decades. In this respect, what our leaders promised us 5 years ago in Lisbon is vital for our future. And it's already 1 year since Koch report has been issued, and the picture is not that great or future promising. But young entrepreneurs from the very beginning, they have given the name to their organization, Yes for Europe. We say yes for Europe. We are behind this idea, and we want to take every necessary step to support this idea. We want Europe to be a global player, a success story. We want Europe to be a global point of attraction. And for this, we see that Lisbon agenda is a key aspect of this vision. With this perspective, Yes for Europe has dedicated the year of 2005 to the Lisbon agenda, promoting the key aspects. And we want to continue with this. And we worked for 1 year, and now we will try to present you the main 4 key aspects of it. And the message will be delivered by the presidents of our member countries. Mr. President, I have to thank you again for being with us and re-emphasize that we are looking forward to seeing year 2007 as the year of entrepreneurship. Mr. President, as of today, the problems are global, and we need global leaders. And we are with you at every level, both for the national level and at Euro level, to take the necessary steps, to take the necessary action for a better Europe and for a better world. And now the floor is yours. We are looking forward to hearing your speech. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good friend Giorgio Lamalfa from the Italian government, Mr. Harbour from the European Parliament, distinguished guests, dear friends. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss entrepreneurship in Europe today. Seeing so many young European entrepreneurs gathered in one room fills me with optimism for the future. And before I go back to my office and make some tough phone calls to some members of the European Council, I can tell you this is a good encouragement. You said, Mr. President, that the average age here of the entrepreneurs is 33 years. You know that when we become older, and from 1 year now I need glasses to read. It was exactly when I came to the European Commission before I did not need it. But when we become older, we say that life begins at 40. So you still have on average 7 more years to prepare yourself. Take good advantage of that. And I usually say to myself that I'm only 19 years old nowadays when I want to have new energy that is really required for this position that now I have. Thank you very much for the presentations from the representatives of the National Association from Portugal, Austria, Spain, and Italy. It was very important what you said to me. Let me just tell you that, because I know well the Portuguese Association. I remember when I was in my own country, and there was a big debate about the need for reform. This Association of the Young Entrepreneurs of Portugal, they have been really making a great job there. not only among young people, but in the overall debate about the need for reform and modernization in my country. We have defined in this Commission growth and jobs as priority, number one priority. And why? Why have you done this? Is it because we want to reduce the European project to a simple free market? Of course not. Quite simply, because we believe by reforming our economic and social models, we will unlock Europe's true economic potential. By restoring dynamism to Europe's economies, we create the sound financial foundations which are a sine qua non condition for our ambitions, whether social, environmental, or otherwise. The twin challenges of increasing global competition and demographic pressures make our task even more urgent. So I am pleased that you have decided to address the most difficult issues and did not avoid the most difficult issues. And you are decided now to contribute to this reform process. By debating the challenges that European entrepreneurs face and the strategies for increasing entrepreneurship in Europe, you help maintain the momentum for change. I read your position paper, Rediscovering Europe's Entrepreneurial Spirit, with interest. I really found there a lot of food for thought. It was also good to see support for many of the actions that the Commission is already taking in this area. Central to this is the need to promote the entrepreneurial spirit. Entrepreneurship is important because it is the backbone of the European economy. Entrepreneurs are major drivers of innovation, competitiveness and growth. It is no exaggeration to say that a society without entrepreneurs is a society doomed to economic stagnation. Europe needs more entrepreneurs if it is to successfully strengthen its economic position in the world. That is why it's so regrettable that the European Union is not fully exploiting its entrepreneurial potential at the moment. Part of the problem is that it is failing to encourage enough people to become entrepreneurs. Many Europeans prefer self-employment to working for someone else. But how many ever realize their ambitions? We can leave it to academics to decide whether an entrepreneur is born or made. What is important is that European citizens who have the drive and ideas to start a company are not discouraged from achieving their ambitions by unnecessary barriers or burdensome procedures. Europe needs more people who are prepared to take risks and start up their own company. And take risks is the key phrase here. From the moment the concept of an entrepreneur was first examined, I'm told that it was by Irishman Richard Cantillon in early 18th century France, it has been linked to the notion of risk-taking. So it's a question of culture in the broad sense. And those of you that follow my statements and the Commission role have been aware that what we are engaged in, it's a very important cultural debate. Before being an economic one, before being a political one, it's a cultural debate on the broadest sense. The idea of taking risks, the paradigm of change, the paradigm of opening for Europe against those who prefer to have a small, closed, pacifist, how can I say in English, turn to the past Europe. This is before being an ideological, before being an economic, it's a cultural debate. That is why we believe this notion of entrepreneurship is crucial, not only for you, not only for the economy, but for this overall debate about the model I don't like very much the idea of a model, but the paradigm that we are going to follow in Europe, if it is the open one or if it is the closed one, if it is the future or if it is the past, if it is the Europe miniature, or the mini Europe, or if it is the great Europe that needs also a great policy and a great ambition.